Good day everyone. By the way, I am LF Kinko and the assigned article that I will discuss is all about the Article 1344 and Article 1347. Let's proceed to the Article 1344. So this article stated that in order that fraud may make a contract voidable, it should be serious and should not have been employed by both contracting parties. Incidental fraud only obliges the person employing it to pay damages. So there are two kinds of frauds. The casual fraud, or also known as a dolo causanti, and incidental fraud, are also known as a dolo incidenti. So, causal fraud, or fraud employed to secure the consent of the other party, which is ground for the annulment of a contract, although it may also give rise to an action for damages. So, ang causal fraud ay fraud na siyang dahilan kung bakit pumayag ang isang party na pumasok sa isang contract. Paano nga ba masasabi na ang fraud ay isang causal fraud? So first, it should be serious. Second, it should not have been employed by both contracting parties. They should not be in pari delicto. So, in pari delicto, it is a Latin word for unequal fault, meaning ang dalawa o higit pang tao ay guilty of a crime. Third, it should not have been known by the other contracting party. So, bale, ang isang party lamang ang nakakaalam at gumawa ng isang causal fraud. And lastly, it should be involved by the property party. For example, si Arthur ay nagbenta ng lupa kay Jaydin at sinabing ang lupa ay absolutely free from liens and encumbrances. At dahil doon, binigay ni Jaydin ang kanyang consent. Then when the sale was registered, it was found that a lease pendant notice was annotated. This pendant is a Latin word for suit pending. In this case, meron concealment or casual fraud. And it is made by a bad faith na kung saan ito ang dahilan kung bakit si Jaydin ay nag-enter sa kontrata. So, he can ask for the annulment of a contract. Let's proceed to the incidental fraud, or fraud likewise employed to secure the consent of the other party but which only renders the party who employs it liable for damages. So, ang incidental fraud daw ay hindi ground for annulment of a contract, hindi katulad sa causal fraud, pero magiging liable ang guilty party to pay damages. Now, let's proceed to the Article 1347, Object of Contract. So, what may be the object of contract? So, lahat ng ito ay sasagutin ni Article 1347. So, all things which are not outside the commerce of man, including future things, may be the object of a contract. All rights which are not intransferable may also be the object of contract. No contract may be entered into upon future inheritance except in cases expressly authorized by law. And lastly, all services are not contrary to law. Morals, good customs, public order policy may likewise be the object of a contract. So, ang pinagsasabi ko dito, all things, all rights, all services ay pwede maging object of contract pero may mga qualification din ito. So, balik tayo sa second paragraph. So, sinabi dito na it means that ang general rule ay lahat ng future inheritance ay hindi pwede maging object of contract except yung may authorized by law. Let's proceed to the next slide. So, what are the requisites of object of a contract? So, first, things or services must be within the commerce of men. It means that ito yung mga outside commerce of men. Example, parts plans, public office, or political rights or right to vote. Second, it must be transferable. Usually, all rights are transferable, although may mga hindi provided by law. And lastly, It must not be contrary to law, morals, good custom, public order, or public policy. Guys, let us remember that in future inheritance, the general rule, it cannot be an object of contract, and the exception of this when expressly allowed by law. It means that hanggat buhay pa ang magpapamana sa iyo, hindi pa pwedeng maging object of contract. Pero kapag official na ipinamana na sa iyo, kahit buhay pa ang magpapamana, pwede na siyang maging object of contract kasi ibinigay na ito sa iyo. Hindi kagaya ng hindi pa pinamana sa iyo, parang promise pa lang yon. Hindi pa pwedeng maging object of contract.